Hi everyone, it's Kristen, and today I'd like to show you a basic routine that you can do on your Aero Reformer with a few intermediate add-ins. Before we get started today, I want to show you a few upgrades that I made to my Reformer since the last video I made. The first upgrade I made was an extra set of handles here. So these are a set of handles that I purchased off of Amazon. They have a rubber handle and then a padded soft foot loop. So these were about $16.99 on Amazon. They've made a great difference from the standard straps that come with the Aero Reformers. The second upgrade that I made was I purchased an extra red cord. I have a 3-cord Reformer. So now I have 2 red cords and a black cord, which has given me extra resistance. And then the third small purchase that I made was a kneeling pad that I picked up from Marshall's, which was $3.99. So let's get started. If you come to any exercise today that is not right for you, please leave it out and wait for the next one that is. If something starts to not feel okay, then please don't continue doing that exercise. So we're going to be starting with the footwork. So I have all my cords on. Feet are on the bar, toes on. Really feel that you can grip your toes around the bar. Heels together, toes no more than a fist distance apart. And try to narrow up your knees a little bit so that they're no wider than the inside line of your shoulder, and your knee, even though you may not be able to see your toes, should be tracking in line with your second toe. Roll your shoulders back and focus on pulling your low abdominals in and up. From here, with the heels high and squeezing together, we're going to start pressing away and resisting in. Take some nice deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Resist those cords in. Okay, after 10, we're going to stay in. Keep hugging your heels together and pick your feet up together. Place the lower part of your arch on the bar right above the pads of your heels. Keep squeezing your heels and press away. And resist. All right, about now you should feel your legs start to warm up nicely. Try to make sure you're coming all the way in. And then we come on to the heels next after that set of 10. So keep hugging your heels, pick them up together. Place the center pad of your heel on the bar. Now maybe your big toe knuckles come together and your knees a little closer together without touching. Press away and resist. Keep focusing on pulling your pinky toes back and making sure your feet are as quiet as possible. And about now the leg burn should be setting in. Staying in, pick your feet up again. Bring your toes back on the bar for the tendon stretch. Keep hugging your heels, press out to long straight legs. Keep pulling in your low abdominals. And lower your heels together under the bar, only as far as they stay together, and then lift them back up. And it's a lower 2, 3, lift 2, 3 rhythm. And keep pulling in your low abdominals. Try to imagine that you're holding on to maybe a $20 bill between your heels. Don't let that $20 bill fly away. And we'll take 2 more. And heels up high, bend your knees and come back in. The next exercise we're going to set up for is the hundreds. Now I'm going to give you some different progressions that you can do with your legs. So we're going to start with the feet down on the frame first, about a fist distance apart. So picking up the handles off of your shoulder blocks. And it's a little bit sticky on this foam, so it's not very graceful. Make sure you're holding on to either your shorter loops or the handles. Now the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to bend your elbows and pull the straps a little bit so that you come into a 90-degree bend from your elbows. So elbows are a little bit lifted off of the carriage. We don't want to pull forward on the straps as 2 straight arms because of the cord tension. It's too much load for your shoulders. So this is your starting position with bent arms. Now you can leave your head up or down in these exercises. If you start doing your exercises with your head up and your neck gets tired, just bring your head back down. So we're going to keep the feet down on the frame. I'm going to go ahead and lift up my head, neck, and shoulders. Stretch my arms fully out, and then start to pump. And the breathing is in 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to make sure you're not pushing with your legs, but you're holding the carriage with the straps, with your arms. Nice deep inhales through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Next leg progression, legs come up to a tabletop position. Hug your heels together. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Make sure you're looking forward and out, not down and in at your belly button. If your neck is tired, rest your head. Last couple breaths. We're going to stretch the legs out. Keep hugging your heels together. Legs are about a 45-degree angle. If you need to bring them up higher, you can. And last deep breath. And finish on an exhale. Bend your knees, bend your arms, and rest your head back down. So we're going to come up to seated next. So I'm going to put the handles into one hand. Now it has to be the direction that you're going to sit up. Make sure it's not the opposite direction. So we come up. I'm going to come to a red and a black cord. So that means I'm going to take off one red cord. Lying back down, we go into the frogs and circles. So I'm going to place the loops onto my feet. So you can keep one foot on the foot bar, push out a little bit. Get the one strap on. Now important, keep your leg here. Don't let it go out to the side. Put your other strap on. Right above the pad of each heel. Arms long by your side. Always start with your knees bent and try to level off your pelvis as much as you can, as if you had a bowl of soup resting on your pelvis. You'd want that bowl of soup to be nice and level. So we'll begin with the frog. So hugging heels together, knees hugging in a little bit, inside line of shoulder. We're going to press away to a 45-degree angle and resist back in. Breathing is inhale, reach out. Exhale, resist. If you keep thinking about your bowl of soup here, you want to make sure that it stays as level as possible. Don't let your soup spill, either forward or back, as you press your legs out and in. I'm going to take about 2 more here to reach 10. Then I'll press my legs out and stay. I'll turn my legs parallel and together so the whole inside line of my foot from big toe knuckle to heels are touching. So we get ready for the circles. So we bring the legs up only as far as you keep your bowl of soup level. Open about shoulder distance. Circle forward to that 45-degree angle. And back up. Open. Circle around. Make this movement as slow and controlled as you need it to be. And try to feel that even as your legs are coming up, you're resisting the straps, resisting the cords. So you feel the back of your leg is still somewhat engaged. Once I get to the top, I'm going to change the direction, going forward, open, and around. Remember to breathe deep and keep pulling in those low abdominals. Feel like you're reaching your spine long all the way up to the top of your head. And we'll take 2 more circles here. Okay, bending back in, heels together, toes apart. Reach forward and grab the handles with your hands. Slip the loops off your feet. And we're going to bend the elbows back to that starting position that we did for the hundreds. Now, so this next exercise is called coordination, and it will test your coordination, especially as I try to talk through it. So the elbows, again, are just off the mat, so you have that 90-degree bend. Head, again, can be up or down. We're going to bring the legs up, so knees are into chest. Lift up head, neck, and shoulders at the same time. Inhale. Stretch your arms and legs up. Open and close your legs 1 time. Exhale, pull your knees all the way back in, and then bend your arms. Inhale, stretch out, open, close your legs. Exhale, knees first, and bend the arms. Inhale, stretch, open, close. Exhale, knees, arms, 2 more. Open, close. Exhale, pull your knees in. Resist. And finish and rest your head all the way down. All right, so we're going to come up for a seated exercise next. You can put the handles in the same hand again. Go ahead and sit up. So I'm going to be changing onto one red cord. You can play with the tension. If the red cord doesn't give you enough resistance to bring the carriage back in, then you can try either putting on a black cord or maybe even a yellow cord if you have it. So I'm going to lower the headpiece down for this. And then have my legs through the shoulder blocks. I'm going to scooch back all the way till I feel the back edge of the carriage. I'm crossing my straps here. I'm going to hold on to the foot loops. So the loop is right in the palm of my hand. Arms are long, sitting up tall. So I have to bend my knees a little bit to sit up tall. If you do too, that's okay. Make sure you get up on top of your sit bones and roll your shoulders up and back. Take a nice inhale and press your arms back and hold. Roll your shoulders back more. And then exhale, resist slowly back in. This is called breathing. Inhale, press your arms back and hold, grow taller. Exhale, resist. Inhale, pull. Pull in your low abdominals, lift your back bones. Exhale, resist. 2 more times. Inhale, hold, exhale, resist. And 1 more. Hold, and exhale, resist. Okay, at this point, we're going to hang the handles back up on the shoulder blocks. Now here, ideally, we might put in the short box routine. I don't have the short box. If you do it at home and you know that routine, you can put it in here. In later videos, I'm going to show you how to do the short box on the stability ball. Next exercise we're going to do is called stomach massage. I'm going to place all the cords back on. This is another seated exercise. So I'm going to scooch forward as much as I can while either putting feet on the frame, so this is your modification, or bringing your toes up onto the foot bar. This one's going to feel very squished and a little bit uncomfortable. So you're going to hold on strongly around the front of the carriage, pull your low abdominals in, and then press away. Keep hugging your heels, resisting in. So my spine is round here, but I want to make sure that I'm not collapsed. So if you think about making a capital letter C with your body, not a lowercase c. So your eyes should be just on your toes, no lower. We're going to take 3 more here. Okay, so then I'm going to come in and I'm going to take off a red cord, so I just have a black and a red. And then you can either put your feet down on the frame for this one or keep them up on the foot bar. So whatever is working best for you. So hands go behind. You're going to hold on to the sides of the shoulder blocks, or you can also make knuckles, make fists, and prop yourself up against the shoulder blocks that way. So I'm going to hold around the sides here. You could even try placing your hands on the top. It's a little too tight for my shoulders, so I'm going to stay down here. So toes back up on the foot bar, roll your shoulders open, press away, and resist. So this exercise is called stomach massage for a reason. It is an organ massage, and you get that mostly from your thighs pressing against your belly as you're coming in. So make sure your knees are not going too wide, or you'll lose that effect. We'll take 1 more here. And very good. Okay. Next exercise is going to be a standing exercise. It's called elephant. So if you are not comfortable standing up on your machine, feel free to leave this one on. I'm going to be ready for the next exercise that follows, which is a kneeling exercise. So I'm going to put the kneeling pad on. Place your hands on the foot bar first, and then step up onto the carriage. I'm still on a red and a black cord. Back your heels up all the way against the shoulder blocks. Have your thumbs with your fingers. Shift your weight back so that your hips are over your heels. So you should be looking down at your toes, your ears are between your arms, and try to lift your toes up. Keep pulling in your low abdominals and press the carriage out a little bit and resist back in. So it's a small movements so that you can focus on moving the carriage with only your legs and of course your abdominals. But you're only going as far as you make sure that your heels are not lifting up. And we'll do one more here. All right, so then coming down onto your knees. Now if you have any kind of knee issues, you might want to leave this exercise out. So press your feet up against the shoulder blocks. Try to get your toes to peel back as much as possible so that the ball of your foot reaches down to the padded part of the carriage. So we're going to start with a round back position. First thing I'm going to do is curl my tailbone under so that my back will naturally round and then sit back towards my heels. Not all the way, maybe just a little off the heels. And if you have a little bit less range of motion in your knees, you may not come back as far as I do. So from here, I'm looking down just at the cords. Same principle as elephant. So I'm going to push out just a little bit and pull back under. So I'm going to try to keep it all in my low body and not push it all with my upper body. And I'm making sure I maintain the round shape throughout. So I'm not letting my tailbone start to untuck itself. Not allowing my spine to straighten out. And you should start to feel a little bit of thigh burn there. So I'm going to stay in. Now I'm going to go to an arch back. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my pelvis. So I'm going to stick my tailbone out behind me. And that's going to allow my back to change to the natural curves or more towards an arch. You don't want to overdo the arch. Just look right in front of you, roll your shoulders open, still keep your weight back towards your heels. You push out a little and under. So it's like you're trying to kick your knees out just from underneath you and then pull them back in. And see if you can let your weight sink back towards your heels when you're coming in. We'll take two more. And then staying in. The next exercise, we're going to go back to lying down. So I'm going to place the headpiece back up. Kneeling pad goes away. I'm going to place all the cords back on. Okay, so lying down, toes go back up on the bar. Keep about just maybe a fist distance of space between your big toe knuckles. So you're about a hip distance apart and parallel here. Roll your shoulders open. Feel the center back of your head pressing into the headpiece and press out to straight legs. Now, keep pulling in your low abdominals here and lift your heels up as high as you can. Okay, this is going to be the position you return to every time. So if we lower one heel under the bar, the other heel lifts up a little bit and the knee on that leg has to bend. And then both heels come back up. And the other heel lowers under the bar. Now this knee has to bend and both heels back up. Lower the other heel and lift. Lower the other heel and lift. And once you start getting that down, you can start to increase your pace a little bit, keeping a nice rhythm. You should feel a nice stretch through the back of your legs. And feel your toes really hug the foot bar. I'll take about two more each leg. And then heels will come up nice and high, bend your knees and come back in. Next exercise is called pelvic lifts. I'm going to place the arches on just about maybe my outer hip distance apart. So like if I were to draw a line from my hip bones down to the foot bar, that's how wide apart my feet will be. From here, feel like you're pressing down on top of the bar a little bit with your feet. And just lift your hips and your waist a little bit out of the carriage. Keep your rib cage down. Inhale, push the carriage out to straight legs. Keep your hips and waistline up. Exhale, resist back in. Hips are still up. And you want to go nice and slow with this exercise. So working with that slow, deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Really try to work to fully extend both legs. And some of you at this point might be getting a cramp in your hamstrings. Take a moment, let it release, and then And try a few more. We'll do one more. Coming in all the way. Now articulate your spine down, bone by bone, back to the mat. Right, so we're going to finish with one more standing exercise. This is called Eve's lunge. So again, if you have any knee issues, you may want to leave this exercise out. Get your kneeling pad for sure. And we're going to be on 2 cords. I have a black and a red. I suggest if you have 2 black cords, go with the 2 black cords. So I'm going to place my knee that's closest to the reformer on top, and that foot I'm going to press against the shoulder block. Peeling toes back, so I really try to get the ball of my foot to reach down as much as I can towards that padded part of the carriage. Other knee is going to go forward in line with the foot bar, so I'm going to try to get my knee over the ankle and then keep it right in line with the foot bar. Hands are on the foot bar, one hand to the corner, other hand a little bit towards the middle. Try to square off your pelvis and pull your low abdominals in. So inhale, slowly push the carriage back and keep this knee right over top of your ankle. And then exhale, lightly round your spine as you return back in. Inhale, press the carriage away. And exhale, resist back in. This is an excellent stretch for your hip flexor, your psoas. And resisting back in. We'll go to the other side. So same setup, leg closest to the carriage goes on, foot against the block, knee right in line with the foot bar, and your knee right over your ankle. Square your hips, low abdominals in, roll your shoulders open. Inhale, push the carriage away, keep this knee right over the ankle. Exhale, lightly round to come in. Inhale. Exhale. Keep checking in. You might have to keep re-squaring your pelvis off. And we'll do one more. All right, and we are finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our classical Pilates routine that we've adapted to the Aero Reformer. Please stay tuned for future videos, and I hope I will see you again soon. Take care.